Jimin for LADOR lights up Times Square, New York. A global moment of artistry, influence, and cultural power. Times Square has long been a symbol of global culture, a crossroads where art, commerce, music, and celebrity collide under a canopy of electric light. From legendary movie premieres to historic brand takeovers, the world's most iconic intersection has always been reserved for moments that matter. In a powerful testament to his global influence, Park Jimin of BTS has now joined that legacy as Jimin for LADOR, illuminated Times Square, New York, turning the heart of the city into a living canvas of artistry, elegance, and star power. As towering LED screens showcase Jimin's striking visuals for LADOR, thousands of fans, tourists, and passersby paused in awe. Phones were lifted into the air, conversations stopped mid-sentence, and for a moment, the relentless pace of New York City slowed, captivated by the presence of a K-pop icon whose influence transcends borders, languages, and industries. This was more than a brand advertisement. It was a cultural statement. A defining moment in the global fashion and beauty landscape. The appearance of Jimin for LADOR in Times Square marks a significant milestone not only in his career, but also in the global expansion of Korean beauty brands. The LADOR, a premium Korean haircare brand known for its innovation and refined aesthetic, has steadily built an international reputation. Partnering with Jimin elevated that vision to an entirely new level. Times Square is not chosen lightly. Brands that appear there are making a declaration of global ambition. By placing Jimin at the center of this iconic location, LADOR signaled its confidence in both its product and its ambassador, trusting that Jimin's image alone carries enough cultural weight to command attention in one of the most competitive advertising spaces on Earth. For fans, seeing Jimin's face towering above Broadway and 7th Avenue was an emotional moment. For the industry, it was confirmation. Jimin is not just a music star, he is a global brand force. Jimin, the artist who redefined global influence. Park Jimin's journey from Busan to global superstardom is one of dedication, artistry, and relentless evolution. As a member of BTS, he helped redefine what it means to be a global artist in the 21st century. But beyond group success, Jimin has carved out a unique identity, one rooted in elegance, emotional expression, and an unmistakable aura. His appeal lies in contrast. On stage, he is powerful and magnetic. Off-stage, he radiates warmth, humility, and quiet confidence. This duality has made him one of the most sought-after figures in fashion, beauty, and luxury branding. The Times Square campaign captures this essence perfectly. The visuals balance strength and softness, modernity and refinement, qualities that have become synonymous with Jimin himself. The visual impact. When art meets urban energy. Dusk fell over Manhattan. The glow of Times Square intensified. Amid the familiar chaos of flashing lights and moving screens, one image stood out. Jimin's presence, calm yet commanding, cut through the visual noise with effortless grace. The campaign imagery highlighted clean lines, refined styling, and an emphasis on texture and light. Jimin's hair, styled to perfection, became a focal point, an embodiment of LADOR's promise of quality and innovation. The visuals did not shout, they resonated. This subtle power is what made the campaign so effective. In a space where excess is the norm, restraint became revolutionary. Fans from around the world gather in celebration almost instantly. Social media lit up with images and videos from Times Square. Fans from the United States, Asia, Europe, the Middle East, and beyond shared their experiences, some attending in person, others watching through live streams and photos posted online. For many fans, especially those who traveled long distances, witnessing Jimin's image in Times Square was deeply personal. It symbolized years of support, shared memories, and emotional connection. It was proof that their artist had reached a place few ever do. The atmosphere was celebratory, yet reverent. Fans smiled, cried, laughed, and stood together, united by admiration for an artist whose journey they have followed from the very beginning. A strategic win for LADOR. From a business perspective, the campaign represents a masterstroke. LADOR's decision to collaborate with Jimin aligns the brand with values of excellence, authenticity, and global relevance. Jimin's influence extends far beyond traditional advertising metrics. His endorsements drive conversation, inspire loyalty, and elevate brand perception. In Times Square, LADOR didn't just advertise a product, it told a story of aspiration, confidence, and modern beauty. Industry analysts note that campaigns like this reflect a broader shift. K-beauty brands are no longer niche players. They are global leaders. And ambassadors like Jimin are at the forefront of that transformation. Cultural significance beyond advertising. The presence of a Korean artist representing a Korean beauty brand in one of America's most iconic spaces carries deep cultural significance. It reflects the growing recognition and respect for Korean culture on the global stage. Just a decade ago, such a moment might have seemed unlikely. Today, it feels inevitable. Jimin's Times Square appearance stands as a symbol of how art, music, and identity can transcend geography. It is a reminder that global culture is no longer dominated by a single narrative, but enriched by many voices. Jimin's quiet power in the luxury space. What sets Jimin apart in the luxury and beauty world is his ability to embody sophistication without alienation. He does not impose, he invites. His presence feels aspirational yet approachable, an ideal balance for modern branding. The LADOR campaign capitalizes on this strength. Rather than overwhelming viewers, it draws them in. Rather than demanding attention, it earns it. In Times Square, surrounded by some of the world's most aggressive advertising, Jimin's image remained unforgettable, not because it was loud, but because it was sincere. A moment that will be remembered as the lights continued to shine and the crowd slowly moved on. One thing became clear. This was not a fleeting moment. It was a milestone. For Jimin, it marked another chapter in an extraordinary career, one that continues to redefine what global success looks like. For LADOR, it was a declaration of arrival on the world's biggest stage. For fans, it was a shared memory etched into the skyline of New York City. Times Square has seen countless stars, but each era brings its own icons. On this night, under the glow of neon lights and digital screens, Jimin for LADOR claimed his place among them, radiant, timeless, and undeniably global. Conclusion. When influence becomes Legacy Jimin, lighting up Times Square is more than a headline. It is a reflection of a changing world. A world where artistry crosses borders, where authenticity fuels influence, and where connection matters more than scale. As images of the campaign continue to circulate online, inspiring fans and industry insiders alike, one truth stands firm. Jimin's impact is not confined to music stages or award ceremonies. It lives in moments like this, where culture, creativity, and human connection converge. And in the heart of New York City, beneath the brightest lights in the world, that impact shone brilliantly. The ripple effect. Across digital culture and medias, the Times Square campaign continued to dominate the physical skyline of New York. Its digital aftershock spread even faster. Within minutes of the first fan uploads, images of Jimin for LADOR began trending across multiple platforms. Keywords related to Jimin, LADOR, and Times Square surged simultaneously, reflecting a rare alignment of celebrity, brand, and location that captured worldwide attention. Fan communities translated posts into dozens of languages, ensuring that the moment resonated far beyond English-speaking audiences. Media outlets, fashion commentators, and beauty industry insiders quickly picked up the story, framing it as another example of how K-pop artists are reshaping global marketing norms. What stood out most was not just the scale of attention, but its tone. The conversation was overwhelmingly positive, focused on pride, admiration, and appreciation for Jimin's artistry and professionalism. In an era of fleeting viral moments, this campaign demonstrated staying power, continuing to trend and be discussed long after the screens first lit up. Fashion, beauty, and the Jimin effect. Jimin's influence in fashion and beauty has long been described as transformative. Items he wears frequently sell out within hours. Hairstyles, color palettes, and styling choices associated with him often become reference points for trends across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. The LADOR Times Square campaign amplified this phenomenon,